Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula, and in today's video, let's talk about popular luxury brands that I wouldn't know about without social media. Well, first of all, I have to say that there probably are a lot more brands than what I have listed for today's video that I probably have heard of the first time in social media, so it is absolutely possible. But I started thinking that there definitely are quite a few actually luxury brands that I wouldn't be aware about without social media, without this kind of luxury bubble that I find myself in. Not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing that I have learned about these brands through social media, through watching luxury YouTube, mainly, I don't know, unboxings and reviews, I guess, wish lists and whatnot. So items that people have lifted on their social media platforms that I basically learned about that brand the first time on social media. Let's not take this too seriously, right? So it's possible that I don't remember all the brands that I've heard about the first time on social media. And it might be that I would have encountered these brands even without the help of these platforms. But it was kind of interesting to try to list of brands that I don't think I would have gotten aware of if I wouldn't be watching social media. Let's go. The brand that kind of started it all, and maybe I'm the only one who is not so into this, but Van Cleef and Arpels. I had never heard of that brand before I started watching luxury unboxings on YouTube and started seeing those flower jewelry popping up. I think some years ago, and it might also be because I'm not, or at least I have not been that much into luxury jewelry as such, that I didn't really do a lot of research on that area, at least earlier. I couldn't afford them for one, but that was just not part of my life. I was aware of the kind of super big names like Cartier and such, but not all of them. And I do remember there were these kind of first initial unboxings that were showing Van Cleef pieces, and I just thought that they look, I don't know if I can actually say this because I don't want to like offend anyone, but I felt that they looked a bit juvenile, a bit childish, like with the flower motifs on the bracelets. I think the bracelets have been the most popular piece, and I mean, that was my opinion, first impression, I guess, when I first encountered this brand on someone's unboxing. And I just felt that it's a style that I was a bit surprised that after the first unboxings I started noticing it in a lot more of those unboxings and so on. So yeah, today I don't feel so strongly as I did when I first got to know of this brand through someone's reveal. But yeah, that's definitely something that I don't think I would have recognized, heard of, noted without social media. We definitely don't have a boutique here where I live. And obviously being abroad and such, I probably would have just not noticed that brand. So yeah, I guess thank you, social media, for bringing that into my attention. Then looking into the Row, of course, it's a fairly new brand as well, but I'm fairly certain that without Instagram in particular, I'm not in TikTok, I don't know that, but I think Instagram in particular, I started seeing this Margot bag everywhere. But before that, that brand was just something that popped up here and there, but I paid no attention to it. And I believe that without social media consumption, I probably would not be aware of that brand. It's just the only way it's part of my life is through social media. That's it. And I think the same goes for Alaïa, the heart-shaped bag, and then now these ballet flats or Mary Janes or whatever they're trying to be. And I think they actually look pretty cool. And not something that I would definitely go and buy, but I mean, the shoes look pretty cool. But anywho, that's not really the point of this video, is it? I don't think I would have paid any attention to any of that without social media. And it might be that because of social media, I even was aware of this brand called Alaïa, which seem to be kind of a bit more popular now. Kind of the same with the Row, I guess, that they just like blossomed. And for me, from my point of view, I think it is thanks to social media and people showcasing their items and maybe trying to influence someone, maybe not. Okay, I remember watching these videos of like luxury brands no one talks about, which funnily enough, I have made quite many videos with that same topic, but like years and years ago, I was watching these where people were lifting luxury brands that were not like overly hyped, overly seen on social media. And I remember someone mentioning Fauré Le Page. And I was like, okay, never heard of it. What is that? Googled. I was like, okay, it's actually quite old brand. They've been around for a while, and so on. But I don't know, without social media, if I would have encountered this brand, because they are just kind of focusing on their own thing. They have boutiques in Europe and I guess the rest of the world as well, but they are not like using influencers, or then I'm following the wrong people. But it was just the only time I have actually truly noted that brand is when someone mentioned back then that no one talks about the brand. And after that, I've seen a few unboxings of their pieces. But I think that without social media, I would be oblivious when it comes to that brand and wouldn't even know that it exists. Now, actually, something that I personally own. So I didn't want to grab them for this video because they are somewhere stored and dirty. But I'm talking about Golden Goose. I do own one pair of their sneakers, and how that came into my radar is that I was just looking at, I think, different luxury YouTubers unboxing or talking about Golden Goose, and I was like, what is that? What is that? And yeah, I would never have purchased Golden Goose sneakers unless it wasn't for social media. Now I think they have some boutiques, let's say outlets around. Who knows if I would have wandered in to those stores if I would have been visiting in some kind of outlet village. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that I would happily not know about the brand without social media and would have missed out on my sneakers. So yeah, thank you for that. Let's talk about Polène. A brand that I have also mentioned several times on my channel, and I would definitely not know about Polène without social media. Or I don't know where the hype would have taken without social media. I heard about this from, I don't know, micro influencers, I guess. So not from the biggest ones, but some kind of like mid-level, small, I don't know, micro, I don't know. The kind of regular people who had been approached by the brand to gift the bags. And I think Polène kind of, that was the way that they entered. They just reached out to quite many content creators on social media. Sadly, not myself. I was not doing this type of content at that point, and who knows if I would have even been on their list. A girl can wish, right? But I just started noticing Polène popping up from many people and them saying that the brand reached out and it's a French brand and blah, blah, blah. And I got really intrigued. And it took me quite a while before I even purchased my first Polène bag, which is this one. And the rest, I guess, is history. I truly enjoy the brand still, even if there are some question marks around it. I enjoy it. So this is definitely thanks to social media that I'm aware of this brand, and I think it is definitely thanks to social media that Polène is on the map, because who knows what their position would be in the contemporary bag market without social media. Would LVMH have been interested in them if people wouldn't be talking about their bags on social media platforms? Just leave it at that. Now that we are on this kind of contemporary brand line, I'm gonna say DeMellier. I think it has kind of the similar type of story for me than Polène has. Suddenly, the Vancouver bag started popping up everywhere on my social media. I don't know if I would have encountered this brand without it. It's not being sold here locally, so who knows? So this is definitely a brand that I associate with social media and influencers. But I still wanted to mention this separately because I do believe that they actually are producing also items that are not only lifted on social media, and they have some kind of proper fan base outside of only content creators. But still, I don't think I would have known anything about the brand without social media. And then kind of ending the video here with these list of different brands that I definitely would know nothing about without social media, and that I basically only tie to brands that use influencer marketing. Sèn ReV, I think, is the first that comes into my mind. I do remember a time where I think everyone who was doing luxury YouTube videos were being gifted their bags, and they were making sponsored videos and showing the bags and how they fit lap stops and whatever. So that's a brand that I will always associate with social media, influencer marketing. And I feel like it was like a massive hype, and then it just like dialed down. Then there was a time when no one talked about it anymore. And is it because they stopped collaborating with different influencers? Did they reach some kind of financial position that they didn't need to do any more advertising or something? But I feel like also those influencers who were hyping those bags just didn't really mention those anymore. And I'm not saying that they didn't feel that they weren't good, but they just didn't talk about them anymore. And I remember thinking already back then that these people are into Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Saint Laurent, even Hermes. So definitely like the high-end luxury brands. And suddenly they are rocking this type of very kind of contemporary level brand that just like popped out of nowhere. I feel like, it might not be the truth, but I feel like. And then those people who were last week showcasing a 5,000 euro work tote were this week sharing how great this Sèn ReV bag is for work. And I just kind of felt a mismatch there. And it just might be me, it might have nothing to do with the brand, but that was the impression I got from that brand, that it was just kind of hyped with influencer marketing, and then either they stopped paying those influencers or something else happened, but no one talked about the brand anymore. And here and there on like smaller accounts, which is mainly what I usually follow now anyway, there might be people who mentioned that they purchased the Sèn ReV bag a few years back, probably due to it being hyped and all. But yeah, I haven't really heard anything bad about those bags. I just feel like no one talks about them anymore at all. But definitely a brand that I associate with social media and influencers. And something a bit more current, I think Idyl, and not saying that there's anything bad about it. I love diamonds as much as whoever, but just as a brand that I associate with social media, and then using a strong social media marketing campaign, influencer campaign, is Idyl. I actually do like some of their pieces, and that's not the point here, but it's also funny that there are these kind of moments when they just burst out with quite many people at the same time. And it might be a clever tactic, you know, to just like collaborate with many different people, but at least in the like luxury bubble, I feel like many people tend to watch the same content creators, especially the kind of bigger accounts and so on. So then there is a time when that brand is being like broadcasted during a 2 week time period on all of the bigger channels. And that being said, there's nothing wrong with the brand. I haven't tested it out myself. I like diamonds, lab grown diamonds, even better. I like affordable jewelry. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a brand that I definitely associate with content creators and social media in general. Do you have any type of luxury brands that you strongly associate with social media and that you wouldn't know about without YouTube platform or other social media channels? There probably are a lot more brands that I'm forgetting. This was just something I could fairly quickly come up with that I definitely can pinpoint to social media and me consuming this type of content. What do you think of this video? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.